in this section. Okay, you'll really enjoy it. Okay, so it has a scope. Okay, the test case is more about WebDriver scope. We'll try to understand that with neat example. So let me go back to my Chrome to go to that particular website. Yeah, so we are back into our site, QAClickAcademy.com. So here you have a practice link where you can click this and you can reach this page. So you can practice on this page if you want to work on drop downs, radio buttons, check boxes, and you also have examples to use, switch the window and switch the tab, alerts. So if you want to practice on Java alerts, and you have also examples on web tables and element height and display. Okay, so you can also work on mouse over things using actions class, and there's also example on frames, this page. Okay, I just need to know what is the links count, how many links are there, and what is the count of them. So how do you get that? Okay, we do different requirements and different scenarios in this test case. So first requirement, let's start with, give me the count of the links on the page. Okay, so first thing you should get an idea that any link on HTML web pages will have a tag called A. Okay, A stands for anchor. So if it is a link on the page, for 100%, that link should have a tag with name A, which is an anchor. That's HTML way of defining it. So using that logic, now we can write one simple step to get the count of links on the page, isn't it? So just think, meanwhile I'll try to initiate my Chrome driver and all. So with this hint, whatever I gave you now, try to get the links count on the page. Okay, the hint is every link will have a tag called A. So with this hint, you should be able to write a step to count the links count on the page. Okay, so meanwhile I'll declare my WebDriver stuff here. I'll just copy it from my another test because I don't want to waste the time again on defining everything. Okay, so this will launch Chrome driver. Okay, now let's go to that specific link with driver.get. Okay, so this is a link. You can come from my website or you can just click this, select this page directly, and that will take you to our link page. Okay, so once we are here by hitting this link, now if you want to get the count of links, you can simply write driver.find elements, because we are going to get plural count. It's not one single count, right? We want the count of all the links on the page. Okay, and our hint is that every link in a page should mandatorily have tag name as A. Okay, so that's a HTML discipline. So using that hint, I will say by.tag name. So here I am saying that go and find all the links or all the objects which have tag name as A, which is nothing but links count. That's it, right? And I can say dot size. Size will give you the actual count of the links. So if you want to display it in the console, we will simply provide system.println. So right now we are printing in the console, but when I am talking about TestNG framework and all, there we will put assertions. Okay, so we will have some expected count, and this will give us actual count. So we put an assertion to match whether expected is equals to actual. If not, test will fail. Okay, so for now, let's print it in the console. Okay, so I'll run this test and it should give me the count of the links. So this is my first basic requirement. There's a lot more to do, okay? So we'll start with this, and first we will see how many links are present in that page. So it should invoke Chrome driver and should directly navigate to this link. Yeah. So it's trying to open. Cool. So once the loading is completed, you can go and check back your console for results. Okay, done. And you see that there are total 26 links present on this page. So this is simple step which will give you the links count. Okay. I heard that this is one of the question in HCL interview. So a few days back, one of the guy just posted me a message that he have cleared an interview by going through our course, and I just asked him what are the questions you faced in your interview so that I can make a video and explain you all if I miss it. Okay, so he said that there is a question to get a count of links per page. Okay, next thing. Yeah, so my next requirement here is this is another question, okay, in that same interview. Get me the count of links present in the footer section. Okay, so earlier we were asked to get the count of the links of entire page and we have written a simple step to get that done. But here our requirement is to get the links count only in the footer section. So that means this part. How do you do that? It's again very simple. Just understand the concept, okay? Once you understand the concept, you itself will write the code. Okay, you just need to know the way to do it. It's not about the way you code it. It's very simple in Selenium if you understand the concept behind it. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go and right click, inspect on footer globally. Okay, my system is going slow and slow because of multiple softwares. Okay, recently I started working on proprietor AngularJS automation, so that's so exciting. I'll release that course soon. And by the time you watch this video, maybe that is live. Please check it out because AngularJS elements are completely different and they have recently released version 5. So with that, it's a little difficult with Selenium. You can do that, but you have to write a lot, XPath and CSS. But with Proprietor, it's damn easy. And I'm sure that in coming days, Proprietor will give a tough competition to Selenium for specific Angular websites. If it is not Angular, then no one can beat Selenium for sure. Okay, so right. I'll try to spy entire footer section here. Yeah. So when I move my mouse on this, you see that whole footer section is selected. So that means in this block, Okay. Yeah, in this block, entire footer section is loaded. So what I will do, I will limit my WebDriver scope to that section. Okay. So when I say limit WebDriver scope, currently, the scope of this driver object is on entire page. Okay, so we said that go and get this link, right? So what all the components loaded in this page, the driver have access to each and every object. So I want to create subset or mini driver from this main driver so that I will do that. I will create mini driver only for this footer section. Okay, once I do that, when I say mini driver dot find elements by tag name A, as that mini driver scope is only for this footer section, it will go and check links in this section only. So in that way, we will get the count of that particular section. Okay. So now, how to create driver subset or limiting the scope of driver to only this section. Okay, we will see that. Once you understand that, then again it's easy for you to get the count. So the global driver object scope is on the entire page. Okay. So now I want to minimize it. You can minimize it simply by saying driver dot first go and find element. What? This one. Because in this ID, at this web element, whole web footer section is loaded. Correct or wrong? You can check it out. Okay. Move your cursor on this and it selects entire footer section. So that means whole footer section is in this particular web ID. Okay, div ID. So what I will do, I will create a new web element for this. By dot ID. Okay, so this is a web element, and I will say footer driver. So move your mouse on this and it will ask you to import web element. Okay, so here I am out of all the entire page, I have specifically selected this section, this part, and that part web element I am throwing into this footer driver variable. Okay, and now this footer driver plays the role of actual driver for this subsection. Okay, so this will act as like driver only now, but that limitation is only for this section. Okay, so if you want to access now the links count of the footer, how do you do that? I will say now, instead of driver dot, I will say footer driver dot find elements by dot tag name, and I will give anchor A, and I'll say to get size. Okay, so that's the beauty of limiting your scope and then getting that. Okay, so this is a code. Right, now you run this and see what you will get the count. And also try to analyze what I have done here. So in next section again, I'll go through and I'll tell you